Keegan Murray came out of high school as a 3-star recruit in 2020. According to Rivals.com, he only received one college offer, and that was from Iowa. Murray started a handful of games his freshman season with Iowa and put up modest numbers, playing about 18 minutes per game. But after returning for his sophomore season, Murray has gone up a couple levels in the scoring department. After a freshman campaign that saw him score 7.2 points per game, he is averaging 23.3 points per game this season as of the making of this video. The jump in scoring production has been a major factor in Murray rocketing up draft boards. Should Murray be able to maintain the season he's currently having, he should hear his name called in the top 10 of the 2022 NBA draft. One strength for Keegan Murray is scoring at the basket. Murray possesses a skill set that makes him an absolute killer when it comes to scoring at the basket. It starts with his physical skills. Murray is 6'8" with a 6'11" wingspan, good athleticism both vertically and in terms of quickness, and he has a solid frame at 225 pounds. His physical tools alone allow him to throw down dunks, get a step on defenders for good looks around the rim, or simply bully smaller players down low. But he also has great touch on his shot and a good understanding of angles. Murray understands how to angle his body against his defenders to get shots up that are tough to guard or draw contact while finishing at the basket. He also has a nice hook shot that he can put up over almost anyone down low. The only concern I would have about Murray's scoring around the basket is that NBA size is quite different from college size. There could be some growing pains at the NBA level for Murray's scoring around the hoop. But overall, he has such a wide array of skills around the basket that I think he'll be able to figure it out. Another strength for Murray is his defensive versatility. As mentioned earlier, Murray has some great physical tools in terms of his size and athleticism, and he uses these tools effectively to be a versatile defender. Murray has the quickness and speed to come out on the perimeter and defend guards, but he also has the size and length to be able to hold his own with big guys down low. I don't think Murray is quite big enough to handle true centers in the NBA, but he surely will be able to defend 1 through 4 competently. Murray racks up blocks and steals with his activity on the defensive end, but also has the capability to defend in one-on-one situations. One thing to mention is Murray does have a tendency to freelance on the defensive end. He frequently will leave his man to come in for a weak side block or jump a passing lane. This could very well be part of Iowa's defensive strategy, but it will be something to monitor at the NBA level. One final strength for Murray is his ability as a shooter. This skill is probably the biggest contributor to Murray's growth from his freshman to sophomore season as a player. In his freshman season, Murray shot a shade under 30% from 3 on 1.7 attempts per game. This season, Murray has seen both his attempts and his efficiency jump from beyond the arc. As of the making of this video, he is shooting just under 37% on threes on 4.5 attempts per game. Murray has a smooth shot that he has shown the ability to knock down from either off the catch or off the dribble, but he's at his best picking and popping or spotting up coming off of a screen. He seems to prefer to get to the basket if he can rather than creating a shot in the mid-range, but when he has to, he is capable of creating a little space in the mid-range area and knocking down a shot. One weakness for Murray is he is not great at playmaking for others. Keegan Murray has a myriad of skills when it comes to scoring and recognizing angles to help him score, but these skills do not translate over to his ability as a playmaker. Murray doesn't seem like a selfish player, he just doesn't read the floor at a high level as a passer. Most of Murray's assists are either off of simple passes in the flow of the offense, or passes he fired to a teammate as a last resort. In fairness, Murray's role in Iowa's offense isn't to set up possessions, it's to finish them with a bucket. But in the NBA, smart teams will try to slow down or shut off his scoring and force him to give it up. He doesn't have to become a point forward, but he will at least need to learn how to make teams pay for focusing on stopping his scoring. Another weakness for Murray is handling in traffic. Keegan Murray can handle the ball fairly well for a 6'8" power forward. He can take a rebound off the rim at one end and go coast to coast for a layup at the other end no problem. Matched up one-on-one in the half court, he can put the ball on the floor and use his strength and athleticism to get to the rim as well. The only area where he seems to struggle as a ball handler is when he's pressured by multiple defenders or has to handle in a small space. He doesn't seem to have the dynamism as a ball handler to break the pressure. This leads to live ball turnovers and disrupted offensive flow and could potentially limit his upside as a high-level scorer. All that being said, this seems to be a fairly small thing in my opinion. It could limit his ability to carry the team as a scorer if teams were to load up on him defensively. But he has so many other skills in the scoring department that it's hard to imagine he couldn't find a way to get buckets. The only way I could see this becoming a serious issue is if he insists on being an extremely ball-dominant player on the perimeter. At the college level, this doesn't seem to be a problem for Murray. He's perfectly comfortable working off the ball and finishing possessions when the ball gets to him. This first clip gives us a good look at Murray's ability to score at the basket. The play starts with Murray on the ball out in the wing mid-range area. After some pivoting and jab stepping, Murray explodes towards the basket, getting his defender on his hip. Once at the basket, Murray uses his body to wall off the defender and finishes the layup. This play really shows Murray's understanding of angles and using his physical tools to his advantage. This next clip shows off some of Murray's shooting ability. The play starts with Murray coming up to set a screen near the top of the arc. He pops off the screen and his defender stays with the ball handler just a bit too long. Murray catches the pass at the top of the arc, rises up, and drains the three. Murray has the potential to give teams headaches at the NBA level with his ability to score at the basket off a pick and roll, while also being a threat to pick and pop and knock down a three. This final clip displays how Murray can struggle to see the floor well as a playmaker. The play starts with Murray pulling down a defensive rebound at the other end of the floor. Murray then brings the ball up in semi-transition and attacks the paint. As he gets into the paint, 4 defenders are converging on Murray as he drives to the basket. He has 2 fairly easy outlets that would likely lead to a good look for a teammate. One on the block to his right and one set up in the corner to his left. He instead drives straight into a wall of 2 defenders and chucks up a wild shot attempt. To reach his full potential, Murray will have to improve his ability to read the floor and set teammates up for good shots. Keegan Murray looks to possibly be one of the most talented scorers in this draft class. As of the making of this video, he is currently second in points per game in all of Division I college basketball. Additionally, he has done this on relatively high efficiency, currently shooting 56% from the field and 37% from 3. With Murray's ability to score from all levels of the floor and also put it on the floor himself, I find it difficult to believe that Murray won't be able to find a way to put up points at the NBA level. I'm not sure he will ever be a true number 1 scoring option for a good team, but I could see him being a very good second option capable of carrying a team's scoring load in stretches if needed. To me, he looks like a very good starting caliber player in the NBA that could be a fringe all-star if he lands in the right situation. My NBA comp for Keegan Murray is Tobias Harris. Both are 6'8" forwards that can handle the ball and score from all levels of the floor. Harris has been a borderline all-star for a good chunk of his career, and this seems to me what Murray should be able to become.